local drug dealer here, Evoker. Now, today, wanted to talk about something that is actually a very interesting issue. And that is the issue on sword fighters and who they are and what I have against them, and you should too. Alright, so I'm going to transition here, but let's get into the first reason. Now, see, right, the first reason, as you already saw, is egotistical. And basically, they take their image of sword fighting. They take their sword fighting skills and apply it into clans. And therefore, the logic is that if you are good at sword fighting, then you deserve to rule a clan. Or you deserve power in a clan. And that is the most stupid thinking I've ever heard. Right? Because to understand, let me take Little Timmy here. Little Timmy started his own clan called Fortnite Nation, right? Fortnite Nation is chilling, right? Then Sword Fighter comes along, says, "Oh, I can fix all this. I'm also really good at sword fighting. You give me your rank." And Little Timmy's like, "No, that's stupid," right? And then guess what these sword fighters would do? DDoS them, right? And make fun of them, harass them until they get what they want, right? And that's what they did for a lot of clans. Like, for example, GV1, they did it with GE, GR, GCR, alright? And the reason why this is just so that they can get power. That's all it is, right? You know, why would it, right, that they would want it for anything else? All they wanted is simply power, alright? And that's it. Second of all, alright, let's get into another thing, and that is their little oligarchy they have. And basically all sword fighters, right, all sword fighters, what they used to be back in the day, they used to be part of this big organization thing. Alright, it was called the Senate. Alright, and basically what it was is it was a system of which was ruled by sword fighters, and they would represent clans on their behalf, and these clans would have zero idea. They would have no idea whatsoever. Alright, and basically make decisions of this clan gets to survive, this clan doesn't. This clan gets to survive, this clan doesn't. This clan gets to survive, you know, you get the idea. Alright, so Little Timmy over here is actually probably sweating his balls off by now, right? Because of this. And he's scared that his clan could get taken down, could, you know, see everything he worked for, right, taken down. And that's one of the main reasons I have, is that sword fighters and oligarchic people should not be making decisions for normal people. I mean, that's stupid. Alright? These people have no liability. They basically are just people that walk into a place and say, "Hey, well, I'm good at this one thing and therefore I own it." It's the most stupid fucking thing I've ever heard. Alright? Next of all, transition number 2. Now, like I said, for this reason, it's a little different, little shaky. All right. Now, with sword fighters and that, of how the harassment and that, how they harass people, how they DDoS people. I can tell you, my first time getting DDoSed online, all right, was through sword fighters, and I'm not gonna name them here, but they know who they are, and that was big for me. Why was that big? Alright, because no one should ever be DDoSed online. Everyone should have a safe place here. Should be safe, right? And the fact is that being DDoSed just because of just disliking someone in general is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's dumb and it needs to stop. Alright. I have no problem with telling people where I live. I have no problem with telling people what my life is, right? If you want to ask, come ask. Alright, but I think there's a fact of which there's personal things of which someone shouldn't know about you, and yet I don't think people really understand that. And I think that's a big thing into going into what we have here. Not only that, but a lot of the notable people in sword fighting made their reputations off harassing people. Alright, look at pirates, for example, right? One of the most horrible people ever, most deplorable people, right? Always want to take down clans, always want to do this. He's a sad fool. That's what he is. He's a sad fool. Alright, next of all, right? Let's talk about Braden next. Alright, if you're watching this, Braden, hello. Alright. He personally harassed me and harassed a bunch of people. Basically controlled a very oligarchic system based on which lies were the rule of the day. All right, and third of all right, let's look at people like Miracle. Let's look at people like Divine, other sword fighters who did at one point work for FBI, right? Divine in this case, but still were oligarchic people to their core, were evil people to their core. All right, and that's an important thing. All right. You can also look at how they influence clans today. My good buddy Gambit, Gambit. Ooh, sorry, that voice crack. No, my good buddy Gambit, right? Is one of those people who got controlled, and he doesn't realize it. He doesn't realize that he's being controlled by sword fighters, and it's sad. All right, it really is. And you know, I can go off and on of the people who have allowed sword fighters into their clans, and who have suffered because of that. Right? You even look at GCR. Artemines did the same thing, and look at GCR. Look at where it's going now. All right. Next of all, I want to also say on this harassment topic, of which I want to just say to myself, all right, people may take the claim and may say that Evoker, you have harassed people, you dirty dog. I'm going to expose you now like you've never seen before. But let's guess who was the one person who actually stood up for clans. Who was the one person who originally stood up for clans? Who was the first person who realized this great threat of sword fighters that we face? Exactly. All right. Let me ask, who was it who confronted Bar Social or Suddy or whatever his name is, that blob of a man, right? Who said it? It was me. All right. And I just want to say that I do believe, and I'm going to keep on believing, that with this, that is not okay. Who was it? Sorry, I had to cut the recording there. But who was it who stood up to all those people? It was me. Alright. And other people did follow, and I do thank people for that, because it's proving and showing the sword fighters and showing those oligarchic people that we're not going to stand for this. Alright. Anyway, transition! Alright. Next thing, alright, I want to say is, let's start off and let's talk about, obviously, the next issue presented, and that is how they're still here today and what we can do to fix this. And this is entirely, side note, this is my opinion, so please do not get offended, alright? Looking at you, Gambit. Now, let's just say, right, that, for example, right, we need to fix this issue. How do we do that? For one, we need to reject these people. We need to condemn these people fully. Alright, we need to understand that it's not okay for letting oligarchic people control clans, to control people's destinies, to control whatever they want to control. We need to put our foot down, and I think we all need to collectively do that. Second of all, I want to make sure, and I want to emphasize that this is never going to be okay. And I'm asking every single person, no matter too small to large, to reject these people and to reject them fully. Next of all, I think what we can do is become more independent. Alright? Become more independent on each other, not sword fighters. Become more independent on people that actually have good ideas. Alright? Look at their record, right? And also make sure to be independent with yourself. Alright, and whatever clan you're in, support that clan. Support against these oligarchic sword fighters. I'm not asking you right now to support FBI. I'm not asking you to support any crazy people. Alright? I'm not asking you to support me. I'm asking you to support the ideology against sword fighters. I'm asking you to support everything and anything that does with these people being expelled out of the community. And I think that's the best thing we can do. And my message now Transition. Alright, my message here, usually this part of the video, another part, I would try to usually win over some sword fighter members. I would try to win over some sword fighters. I would try to win over, you know, people in that group. I just want to say something. If you sword fight and you think you deserve anything in clans, if you believe that you can control the community, I think furries are better than you. And I think you need to understand that Vladimir Putin probably is more sane than you. Alright. And with that being said, I'm gonna go get some Hawaiian Punch. See you later. Peace.